people? It is 7 o'clock. I'm here in downtown San Francisco, outside the Bank of America. You know what? While no one is here, I'm going to go through and edit something. Okay. Let's see. It didn't make much of a difference, but I was trying to move that way. Or actually for you guys, that way. But anyhow, let me know if you are inside the chat. I got 0 people. So I'm going to wait for somebody to show up before I go around. Let me make sure all my volume is all the way up. Let me turn the media all the way up. What is going on? Let me show you guys behind me. That is the PAL station right over there. And something crazy happened to me on the way here. You know, I should just carry a body cam or wear a body cam because there's always crazy stuff happening over there. Or inside the bar in general. So the instant somebody makes a comment over here on Twitch, I will get a move on and we can move and groove. So let me know when you guys are here inside the comments. Make your presence known. Boom, okay, I see one person on Twitch. What's going on? Who is it? Let me say hi to you. So, anyhow, as I was saying before anybody joined in here, as I was setting up for tonight's stream, let's see, over there, that's the, that's where I walk up from the PAL station, and there was a woman that you've seen on stream a few times actually. It's a black woman who like always wears like a fleece coat and sits on a milk crate. I've given her socks. Julietta, what's going on? But she went up to me, like she put her hand on my chest and was stopping me as I was trying to go up. Gibby Giblet, what's up? I was trying to get up the stairs and she stopped me. And I was already, actually as she was coming towards me, I was like, no, because I knew she was going to ask for money. And she was like, hey, I got $1, I was like, no, got $1. Yeah, you know, this man gave me $1 and that ain't make no sense. Cat RN, what's up? And I just need one more. I don't need $1, I need $2. I didn't have no money and I woke up and I had $1 and yeah, I need $2. We give you $2. And I was like, I was trying to get away. I was trying, you live, okay. Leatherneck guy, I'm glad you joined. I saw you commenting on my channel when my channel was offline. So anyhow, I was over there and I was actually that one. I went up and I was like trying to get like around. Oops, sorry, it's reversed for me, so it's a little confusing. But anyhow, I was going all around. She was following me. I was going up and down the stairs, and eventually just ran up the stairs over there to get away from her. But it was crazy. So some of the craziest stuff is the stuff you don't see on camera. Hello, Boo Boo 100, Cat RN. If I didn't already say hello to you. So I don't have any socks to give away today. Creepy, yeah. Man, I have to say, some of the most greedy people I ever met are out on the street. But I've given her the stuff on numerous occasions, and I guess that's why she thought she could squeeze me for money. But I don't have any socks to give away today. I'm just gonna go around and walk around. Maybe I'll see some familiar faces. And maybe I won't. Maybe it'll just be walking around San Francisco. Look at that. Have you ever seen a police dirt bike before? I've never seen that. Suzuki DR7. Anyhow, so we're here outside the cable car turnaround. Not really too many people here. Yes, we have those here in Watsonville. Oh, okay. The dirt bikes. I assume that's aesthetic. What's going on? What's happening? So, let us continue. You know, there's a high chance, high likelihood that we will see her again. That person who cornered me. So I'm just gonna be what you about, dog? What is up? What's happening? Thank you for the follow. Are you aesthetic? No, Carlos. No, I called Carlos, and he didn't want to show up. Let's see. Okay, this guy I've seen a few times. He's just gonna ask me for money. Robert, what's going on, Robert? How are you doing?
I see. Your name was Tim, wasn't it? Tim?
Lee. Yeah.
Yeah. I remember you the one who took me to Stone Bones and Chicken.
Yeah, I bought you the chicken and like a drink.
I think
yeah.
you did. I remember. Yeah, I do remember you.
Yeah.
What you been up to?
Not much.
Where you been? I haven't seen you around.
Well, you know, I got kids that I take care of, so I can't really come out too much.
Kids?
Yeah.
You married?
Yeah. Yeah. What are you up to?
I'm trying to get a bike on team.
Oh yeah.
Oh my.
You know, I was giving out socks. Would socks be something that you would need?
I need socks, but I need a bike to use.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Oh my.
I'm sorry, buddy. I can't help you out with that. I'm sorry, I can't help you out with that.
Socks?
Yeah, I don't have them now. I ran out. I gave out like 60 pairs of socks, but I'm all out. But I'll look for. You're always in the same spot.
Yes,
I'll look for you next time I got some.
Okay, lady.
Yeah.
Take care of me.
All right then, Robert. Okay. So, I am 6'8". Let's watch when these people walk past. Oh. So, Alamo Sunday, what's going on? What's going on? I was gonna say what's up. So yeah, that Robert over there. Yo, who's Carlos? Okay, so I don't read kanji. So I do have somebody who is you know, that's been around the channel that has a bunch of Japanese, and his name was Aesthetic, or well, I mean, it was basically Aesthetic spelled out. But Carlos is my foster brother. That's who they're asking for. What should I call you, Japanese kanji letters? No, it's not kanji, right? Katakana? Are you actually 6'98"? I am 6'8", 6'8". I remember when you bought him food. Yeah, you're talking about Robert. Yeah, so I actually bought him a whole grip load of chicken, a whole lot of chicken, and a drink. And he went and grabbed big old bundles of food, big old bundles of chocolate, and was trying to add that on there, and just added more and more and more. And so anyhow, I had to say like, no. Only the chicken and a drink, that's enough. He went right back to the same spot and was begging for money again. So, with that food going cold in the same spot, bro, be honest, do you dominate Tinder? I only dominate one woman at a time, buddy. It says Bukkake Joe. Wonder if it says that. Bukkake Joe? Wait, what are you talking about? Alright. Oops, I just zoomed in on myself, didn't mean to. So, let me show you guys where I'm at. This is Powell right here. This is where the cable car turnaround goes, down and up. And those cars are chirping, but I'm over here. Bukkake is a type of ramen. It sounds more like a type of egg flour soup. Anyhow, really the word means splatter.
What?
All right, so should I go up Powell Street, or should I go down the sketchy area of Tenderloin? Should I go? Yeah, you tell me where I should go. Should I go over to the pier? I've heard yes, sploosh. Okay, I'm just gonna start walking while you. I'll just go wherever my legs find Carlos. So anyhow, yeah, Carlos is somebody who grew up with me in the foster care system, and he's not most likely going to be joining, although he might be in the chat. But he, if only you had your pepper spray. I'm right here, Joe. Oh no, the signal dropped out. Shout out to homie Carlo. Okay. So I guess I'm just gonna be looking for find Alex. All right, I'm around. You know what? I'm gonna go where I found Alex last. It's pretty cold again. Good job, Lee. Well, what for what? So this is Walgreens right here. Alex, last I saw him was right around the corner. Oops. Is this okay? Yeah. So we're going to go whoop, whoop, right over this way. Oh, for the pepper spray. I see. Yeah, I've never used it. Honestly, I feel like it would get me in more trouble than not using it. Lee, can I be a regular viewer here? You sure can. I don't want to be calling you Bukkake all the time. I'm just going to call you Joe. I bet that pepper spray is like hot sauce. Well, if you're in San Francisco, come over and open your mouth. I'll spray it in there. You tell me. So let me show you guys where I saw Alex last. I'm in Canada. Okay. That might be quite a trip. So last time I saw Alex, I believe it was either here or down the block. You know. So I think it might be towards the end of the block where I saw him last. Shivering. So anyhow, Mr. Joe, Japanese characters for other people who might be coming in here. Right now I'm looking for this guy named Alex, who I had last seen while I was giving out socks, just shivering out here in the cold. He's somebody who became homeless at 17. What's going on? I don't know what they're saying. Attention, watch for something. Hey Joe, you can use that spray on your ramen noodles. Okay, what are some tall people problems you have that we normies might not be aware of? All right. Finding clothes that fit is very difficult. You know, I'm the same height as a doorway. So banging your head on doors, fitting in cars, especially behind the steering wheel, is super hard. Getting a bicycle that fits, or anything else like that, like velomobiles, which I'm kind of that I'm drawn to. Let's see, you live shorter, not longer. Oh, the signal dropped out. So I think Has Alex family watched your videos that you know of? Yes, he has. I think Alex was somewhere around here last time I saw him, so he's not here right now. You will never be able to drive a Lambo comfortably, or afford one. So what else? You may be in a relationship where there's mechanical differences. What? Why do you say afford? Well, you know what? I know I'm here on Twitch, and I'm technically making that Amazon money, but I still haven't received anything yet. So that's what I mean afford. So I am going to I'm gonna wander and see who I can see. I guess you guys can still see a lot of the city behind. Hey, what kind of camera do you use? Okay, Ankres. I am using the Samsung Galaxy S10 Plus. This is the front-facing camera. There's actually 4 cameras. Really 3, but I'll explain it as I go through them. I'll cycle through them. You're 6'8", I sure am. Yeah, look at that street sign behind me. How tall is your wife? I think she's about average. I think the average height for a female is like 5'4". I think she's like 5'5". So anyhow, this is the primary rear camera, I believe. This is the close-up front camera, which is really just a crop in of the wider angle one. And this is the ultra wide angle lens. So you see this right here is the gimbal here. And it can do real crazy stuff like this. Whoa! Look at how long that arm is. Look at how long that palm is. Yeah. Look at how long this bus is as I walk past it. So that's what's cool about the ultra wide angle lens. And back to the lens that I had facing myself. So, you know what? I'm gonna head over to what's that? I know she's Asian Chinese, and Laura and Lily learning other languages. Laura has some interest in Cantonese. Lily, she's got to learn English first. So Union Square is up ahead. Let's go take a look. So right over here is Union Square. That's Tiffany jewelry behind. Oh look, right over here, Louis Vuitton. So pretty rich area around here. Let's go see what is going on over there, and then from there maybe I'll wander around downtown, look for other people that I might know. What's going on?
Hey, what's up?
Random people who just wanted to be in. Oh, look at those palm trees. Let's go. So, yeah, I'm thinking about making sort of a compilation with Alex, because I have seen him. I've seen him probably 5 times, maybe more. I'm just gonna. Oh, let me flip the camera around and show you guys. Did you get your pumpkins carved? Not yet. There's no time to do anything. But it will happen this weekend. So those are those palm trees. Oh. So. Looks like they're preparing for the ice rink. So every winter they set up an ice rink over here.
Parking was a bit like it's cold.
And then also looks like they're doing preparations for the Christmas tree. So I'll go as far as I can and show you guys where that giant, it's not even a real tree anymore, but I'll show you where that thing will be. Looks like those cones are going to be over there. What? Hold on. NJ89er, what's going on? I missed your comment. What's up, bro? Not much. Just okay. So this here is where there will be tree. The tree will probably be rivaling that statue on the pillar over there in height. So it'll be pretty gigantic. Yeah. And it looks like they didn't even finish putting down the floorboard for the what will be the ice rink. Anyhow.
I've never seen a wild cactus.
That would be cool. Jesus. Oh man, there's rats out here. Let's see if I can try to capture one. Oh, not sure if you guys can hear those squeaks. Let me see. Hold on, I'll switch to the light sensitive lens. Oh, I saw a white rat. Wow, there's mice.
Yeah, they're everywhere for some reason.
But those are fancy mice.
Yeah.
Looks like they escaped from a lab or something.
Yeah.
They might have.
Maybe. So baby and so cute.
Look at that. Jesus Christ.
I know.
Look at these. I'm not sure if you guys could see all these mice here. Wow, that was a rat that just ran past. You know, rats and mice normally don't get along. Rats like to eat mice. Look at it. Infested with vermin. The hills are alive with the sound of rodents. Look at that. It's a lab rat. What the hell is going on over here? These are not scared of people at all. See, look, there's a rat there, and behind it is a mouse. And look at all those mice up there running around. Have you ever seen anything like this before? Oops, let me go look. Oh dang, I switched the camera. Oh, I love rats, those are not wild. Well, you know what, they're feral then. Look at that. Crazy. Wow, there's sounded like there was one over here in the garbage too. I'm not sure if you can see those guys over there. There's like hundreds of rodents here. Yeah, so those are feral.
Oh, they feral?
Yeah. So, ooh boy. You know, during the Victorian age, oh, look at that. Hold on. Oh no, the camera won't switch. Whoa. So, a rat party. It's the Rat Pack. Ooh, that gave me the heebie-jeebies. So, let's get out of there. So, during the Victorian age, there's a real over in Europe. People would sleep, and the rats would be starving. They'd come out and they'd bite your toes. But, well, listen, if the bubonic plague came back to San Francisco, it'd be over there. Or the Black Plague, I should say. Black Death. So yeah, I actually got a little bit of a cold sweat over there just because it's kind of grody. But here we go. that definitely wouldn't be the place to stay. You know what? Hold on a second. Is this this doesn't seem quite legal, does it?
I don't know who that is, so don't get the car.
Just parking your scooter right here at Geary and Powell. Anyhow. But yeah, you wouldn't want to be sleeping out there with those vermin. Although they look pretty happy and well fed. I mean, rats getting along with mice and mice getting along with rats, that means that food is not a problem. If food was scarce like it should be, those mice would be coming out in the daytime because they wouldn't dare to come out when the mice are around.
Wow, what's our ETA?
But yeah. Anyhow, another random Lee's nature show. Like the birds, yeah. So for those people who haven't been on here before, I have been attacked by birds on stream before. That means trash is on the ground for them to eat. They were jumping in and out of the trash can, actually. Yeah, they were everywhere. And they were not scared of people. Oh, that's ridiculous. There are like rats everywhere. And mice everywhere. And not just like field mice. Bite Curious, what's going on? You missed the rat party. I went over to Union Square, and there was like hundreds of rats and mice running around. So for those that don't know, Bite Curious is another streamer over here, and he rides around San Francisco and on a variety of bikes. So bummer. Yeah. Well, Jesus, that guy nearly got ran over there on the skateboard. He was bombing down the hill and nearly got ran over by a taxi. So, where to now? That is the question. I don't know where I'm going to be able to find talk to the people that I see out on the streets, and I give them something, and I'm able to talk to them. It's a little bit different if I'm talking to them at night with nothing to offer, because honestly they want something. So that's why I made no bones about it. This is going to be me walking around San Francisco. So I will go wherever you guys are interested in me traveling to. Although, oh man, the stream, from what I see right now, has super low signal. I am over my allotted 50 gigabyte budget a month. You know what? I'm gonna go. Is the signal breaking up for you guys? Because it just shows it perpetually low. Yeah, but it's working. Okay. Yeah, and it seems to be different based on. I mean, the experience on Twitch versus YouTube. On YouTube, when the signal goes down, the audio will cut out. On Twitch, it seems to hang around a little bit better. You can see it. 1 mini F, but otherwise okay. All right. So now the signal's nice and strong. I'm just going to show you guys where I'm walking. I'm not really headed anywhere. I'm walking around the financial district, or towards the financial district, and just sort of zigzagging my way there. Maybe we'll see Louis. Louis is a guy, homeless guy I've seen on the street a few times. And when I first saw him, cool little street. I bet you the lease for these places is super expensive. This is probably constantly rotating out new businesses. There's a guy on YouTube who pays homeless $10 to do a video with him that's supporting their habit. Yeah, I don't. A lot of people do stuff like that. I don't give money to people out on the streets. Well, first of all, I couldn't afford it. I've been living on the poverty line for most of my adult life. So, but secondly, no, I wouldn't want to. And actually, most importantly, if you give people out on the streets money, I've said this before, it's going straight to drugs. Straight. 95%, according to official survey of the homeless, are addicts. So that guy who's given the $10 to see everybody is, it's back, by the way. Wow, so it must have cut out pretty bad.
Are you gonna vlog?
I am. You want to be on there?
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. You want to be with me or on your own?
How many people are on?
Hey,
What's going on? I only got 10 people so far. but
Hey,
those are-
Hey, everybody.
Yeah.
How you doing?
What's up?
Hi.
How tall am I? People were wondering.
Very, very tall. He's really
6'4".
Yeah.
I'm like 5.
I am 6'8".
Oh.
6'8". Yeah. They didn't believe it.
Yeah.
Yeah. What are you guys doing? Shooting a little music
Yeah.
video? What are you doing?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Let me flip it around so I can get all you guys in there. You look pretty cold, buddy.
I'm freezing, man.
Yeah.
Continuity's crazy.
Yeah. Well, they're saying, "Hey, girls." So I guess they left you out, buddy. Sorry.
That's all right. What is this on? Are you on?
I used to be on YouTube. I had like 22,000 subscribers, but I switched to Twitch.
Okay, so you're live
Yeah.
on Twitch.
Live. Yep, I'm on Twitch. You guys know about all that
What is
stuff?
the content? Yeah. What is it? Yeah.
Okay, so basically, I grew up in the foster care system. I used to be, well, after I hit 18, I was dumped out on the streets and I was homeless. So I go out and I talk about like my life experience and talk to people out on the street, you know, who are homeless actively, you know. So that's basically it.
Do you like give back to the homeless?
I was giving out socks actually, but I gave out like 60 pairs of socks and I'm all out. So now I'm just walking.
That's good.
Yeah.
You know who Mike Smith is?
No, I never
Mike
heard of
Smith.
him.
Look up Mike Smith.
he a skateboarder?
No. Look up Mike Smith, the hardware. He does a lot of homeless stuff. in
The hardware, you said?
The harbor.
The harbor. Okay.
He's in Nebraska. He does a lot of homeless stuff. Or he does a lot of work with the homeless in Nebraska.
Oh, okay.
Somewhere pretty cool. It's a cool story. But hey, I don't mean to ruin. I'm freezing. I wanna
Okay,
finish this shoot.
no
Hey,
problem.
have a good one.
All right, nice to see you guys. So anyhow, and away we go. Boom! Thank you for the 100 bits. I'm still new to Twitch. Thank you. I think now you are on the top of the leaderboard, although I don't see that over on my end. So, thank you, White Curious, and you will remain number one until anybody else donates because I have it on now. What do you call it? I have it on. That leaderboard is perpetual. So you're 1 out of 2. Thank you very much. And I will be buying actually more socks. I'm going to be buying a bunch of socks. I'm just, I've been spending some time, hold on, I've been trying to find what is the most economical way to get a bunch of socks. You'd think that it would be easier, but you know, like there's this place called Duke Socks, and they're relatively cheap, but then the shipping is ridiculous. So I just been looking around, but I will be getting a grip more socks, probably around 50 more socks to give out. And actually what happened before, which I liked, was there's this woman from Texas named Kathy McLean. She donated a bunch of money. Well, I think it was like $35 or something like that, 50 some. Maybe it was $50. Anyhow, it was a big donation, and I was able to buy a bunch of whistles, the combination flashlight and emergency whistle, and I was giving that out to the homeless, and those actually lasted a while, and I kind of liked being able to give those out to people, because you know, if you guys seen like a couple streams ago, I talked to a prostitute, you know, who was kind of trapped in this lifestyle, and I say, you know, that you don't have to do this. There's a way out. And she was saying that there is no way out. You know, even being out on the streets, she gets raped, and nobody wants to do anything about it. She gets screamed for help. Boom. NJ89er, thank you for the bits donation. I think you guys are tied for number one. Yeah, I talked to that woman out on the streets, and yeah, she said even she would scream for help, and people would stand around watching and not do anything. So I think there's not much I can do, but I think honestly her having a whistle might do something, right? I can't just be giving weapons out to people out on the street, but maybe people would help more if they were hearing like a rape whistle going off versus just a homeless person screaming, because you know, you hear a lot of vociferations here in San Francisco, and people kind of tune that out. I don't know what's going on over here. It looks like they're fixing up the road. Maybe they're doing some wiring or something. Wow. Oh man. Well, hold on. Oh man. Look at that. Oh. Anyhow, off we go. So sometimes it freezes as I switch between cameras.
Rio. So cute, like growing.
All right, so where am I now? That is the question. Dang! Wow, it is a fierce competition to see who's number one. Right now, Alamo Sunday has stolen first place. Bike Curious, the previous champion, is now down to third place. NJ89er is over on second place. Who will win? Let's see. Sounds like somebody was saying something. Let's see if they come over and drive next to me. There's some people in a car who are calling out to me. The sock company's win. You know, I was thinking about something. I have some a bag of prune chocolates, and I was thinking of walking out and handing them away, because those things are kind of like the monkey's paw. They're delicious, dark chocolate covered prunes. However, if you're greedy, you'll get a little bit of a Montezuma's revenge. I guess that scream is at the prune chocolates. So, I don't know. I mean, I like to help people, but on the other hand, there's a lot of people who you try to help a little bit and they will try to take everything you've got. Those prune chocolates, they're the ultimate judicator for greed. If you are not greedy, a delicious, tasty snack. If you are greedy, ooh, dangerous. I'm thinking maybe not. I don't think maybe it would be a good idea, because I guarantee you, I've given out like, I'm trying to see if I recognize the person who was over there. I've given out like Oreos and other things. People go in there, grab big old fistfuls of them. I say like, take one. I point at the one. I show them the box and the one, and they go, gong, grab a big old fistful. I said this before on stream, actually, Carlos, I was sitting with Carlos at a 24-hour diner, and a homeless woman came in and asked for a piece of chicken, and Carlos pointed at one, and she reached over and grabbed a giant, she left Carlos with the one piece he was pointing at. I've seen that live with Lee. Yep, there's NJ89. Remember when the lady took my chicken? Yes, I do. Hey Lee, coming from Politicon. Is Politicon a place or a event over in Nashville? I guess that would be an event, right? Some spiders over on the floor. Oh wow, I think I've been by this place before. Wait, where am I? Yeah, I'm going up 3rd Street. I think, not 3rd Street, Kearney. I used to live up over here. Let me show you guys where I used to live. I guess, right over here. I saw that, I used to walk by here all the time when I lived over in North Beach. And that place was shut down, and there was just like the, somebody who worked there was in there, just sitting on the chair and just barfing all over the floor. But since I'm already on the edge of North Beach / Chinatown, let me just continue all the way over to the Italian neighborhood. And well, you know what, honestly, now that I'm thinking about it, it's not that interesting. You guys let me know if you want me to go over there or wander back downtown. Oh, towards the financial district, which I'm thinking of doing. In the meantime, let me show you guys. So when I did live over in North Beach, it was I was over at City College. They have this program called the Guardian Scholars Program. It's for helping former foster youth, and so I was basically homeless at the time, and they had like I said, that through the Guardian Scholars Program, somebody who somehow they arranged it to where they could have not kids, but you know, former foster youth spend up to 3 months over at the North Beach Hotel, which at that time was a St. Paul Hotel. And so yeah, it was pretty cool. I had a place to stay for a little bit. Of course, there was no fridge. I actually got quite sick eating some food that was given to me. My girlfriend had given me like some creamed spinach like dip and some bread, and oh boy, that stuff went bad, really bad. I got terribly sick. Hold on, let me. So all I see is "you know best." So I guess that's the only response, and I'm going to move over on down to downtown then. Norgipap, hey, okay. I always call you Norgipap, even though I know it's Norge. House of Nanking. You know what? We're almost there. In fact, that, oh, sorry. So, San Francisco is, wow, it's windy as fuck over there. Yeah, there was a, yeah, well, you know, you're here in the city. There's little wind tunnels as you go through the city. So, right there, hold on. Let me, okay. Where it says hotel is where I used to stay. And actually, there's a Thai massage parlor right next to it.
The route change.
Yeah, Hotel North Beach. Look right, you can see Thailand massage right there. And I've actually seen somebody walking out of there, and I saw the quote masseuse wearing platform high heels as she walked him out of there. Massage parlor or massage parlor. That kind of the kind of massage parlor that will massage places they're not allowed to massage. Yeah. So hold on. As soon as I'm able to cross, I will do so, and I'll just show you. Okay. Ta-da! And they actually have a camera set up too, so they can see who's outside before they let you in. Oh, look over here, L'Amour Spage. Oh wait, look, right there. If you see L'Amour Massage, and it says relax over massage, almost looks like release. Okay.
Bam!
Anyhow, let me go over and show you guys right here. So, right there, Thailand massage, private bathtub, hot tub, sauna, open daily, Oriental massage. And right next to it, boom, Hotel North Beach. This is where I stayed. So I guess that they must have donated to the city college some of the spaces over there. So that's where I used to stay when I went to city college. Pretty cool. Oh, this guy's got a heroin needle. That's a needle right there. So I am going to go over this. But yeah, that guy behind me right there on my shoulder either was just shooting up or is about to shoot up. Or be careful, yeah. Let me see. Whoop. Oh, it's focused on me. Yeah, he's about to shoot up right now. You see that? He popped the cap, and he's getting that ready. Anyhow, boom. Well, what the opinions of AB10? What's going on? I sure am. I'm streaming right now. I just got. I only got 11 right now.
that's dope. Just
Yeah. Lee's channel. Let me show you. You may have seen it. I don't know. Over on YouTube, I got like 22,000 subscribers. But I'm on Twitch now. So
cool.
yeah.
You a gamer? Can I give myself a shout out on Instagram?
Go ahead.
Can you guys please follow me at Gavin Lavier, GAVINLAVIER?
Oh, your friends are ditching you.
Oh, all right. Well, see you later.
All right then.
Have a good night.
All right, you too. All right. So, Norji Pav, thank you for the Norj Pav, thank you for the 500 bits. Opinions of AB10. You know what? Actually, to be honest, I'm pretty apathetic politically nowadays, so I haven't been keeping up with everything. I assume that that's a measure. So I will go right now and try to find out what AB10 is, and I will tell you my opinion on it. So hopefully it doesn't cut out. It has cut out before. I'll try to keep talking. Right now it is minimized, so I can't see anything you guys are saying, and I'm going to look up AB10. Go. Feminine hygiene products in public schools. All right. I don't see the issue so far. Let's see. Existing law, with certain exceptions, requires every public and private school as provided to have restroom facilities that are open as prescribed during school hours and at all times. Blah 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 blah. This bill will require a public school maintaining any combination of class from grade 6 to grade 12, inclusive, that meets a 40% pupil poverty threshold specified in federal law, blah blah blah, to stock 50% of the school's restrooms with feminine hygiene products as defined, and prohibit them from charging. So menstrual products, feminine hygiene products, wouldn't that be the same thing? So, I mean, look, if it's like sanitary napkin, hold on, let me make sure that I'm still streaming. So, no, AB5. Wait, hold on, let me see. It's AB10. I gotta roll, have a fun stream all. Thank you, Bye Curious. Don't know, AB5. So, anyhow, AB10, from what I see, it's about supplying feminine products in schools, and I think that's I would be for it. Yes, for sure, because you know, those girls are just starting puberty, and they may be out there inside the school, and then boom, disaster. Maybe they're wearing white pants. Who cares what color pants they're wearing? They need you know, they need to have something. So yes, I don't see why that would be, I don't see who would be against that. It's the Uber contractor bill. Carlos, I don't want to do that. That's embarrassing. I have difficulty even watching those kinds of videos. The Uber contractor. Really? But you wrote, I'm looking up AB10. My opinions, I am pro AB10. And I'm anti anyone who's anti AB10. Okay. So now you say that's not it. AB5, something to do with Uber. AB5. Opportunity to Work Act. All right. Let me look at the text. Oh, this is old. This is 2016. Okay, AB5. Hold on. I know this is boring. I will go on after this. AB5 2019. All right. Worker status, employees and independent contractors. Oh, hold on. This is getting, it's, sorry, I was gonna look. It wasn't so cut as dry. Mail products too. But whatever, you do good stuff with the money. Thank you. So, I was gonna look into AB5, but I have a feeling like that's gonna be sort of one of those convoluted things. If you want to actually really make the correct judgment or the more correct choice on these types of bills, you actually have to do a bit of legwork, a bit of research. So I'd have to see obviously what the text of the bill is, and I have to see who's for, who's against, and who's funding it, and who's funding the argument against it. So it's just like, you know, there's scientific research that shows, according to the research conducted, that there is no notable difference between organic and non-organic foods. But if you look at the funding behind that, you will see why they came to that conclusion. So I don't want to take up stream time. Norwich, I will come back to you next stream, fully educated on the bills, and I will let you know what my opinions are on all of those bills. But honestly, you know, I used to spend just a really massive amount of time researching every single bill, who's for, who's against, who paid for it, would it be replacing, if it was replacing something else. But that's kind of exhausting, and honestly, a lot of the stuff there, a lot of the stuff there just seemed like it was made by the contractors union to keep them employed with great, I don't want to say contracts again, but you know what I'm saying. It just felt like those bills were on there due to lobbyists, and that they really served no functional purpose other than making certain people loads of money. So, and they, you know, I just feel like people aren't dealing with the real problems that are going on here in San Francisco. Now that may have changed because, like I said, I'm not abreast of what bills are up there. But so that's basically what had led to my apathy and sort of disinterest. And on top of that, I guess it kind of started when I realized that basically everyone in politics is corrupt. No one in politics, at least no one in a high level, Manuel, what's going on? But they're doing it for themselves, you know? Thank you for hosting. Are you your own viewer? JTV. I don't know what JTV stands for. Is that, oh, you, JTV, were watching on Manuel, on his channel. Always follow the money. Yeah. Oh boy. Speaking of follow the money, there's some weird stuff going on with the oh well, maybe I shouldn't get into it, but there is some weird stuff going on here in San Francisco as far as who gets money to serve the homeless and what services are actually being provided. Anytime that you find these kind of weird discrepancies where people are saying that there's a lot more people served than there really are, when there's certain things like well, for example, these beds that are supposedly occupied that have never been filled, you gotta take a real good look at where those funds are going. If they're allegedly supposed to be taking care of people that don't exist. People are spending months in prison waiting for beds that have never been occupied. But anyhow, So, I kind of went off on a tangent there. But yeah, anyhow, I had stopped years ago, basically voting for any person, and was only looking at the bills, just because it would take such an immense amount of time to try to figure out each individual person, who they are, what they stand for, where they're coming from, who their funders are, what difference, if any, that they'll actually make. And so I just was focusing on the bills. And then, focusing on the bills, I'm seeing that it's all like dumping millions of dollars to retrofit things that have been retrofit 5 years before for millions of dollars. Yeah, I just lost interest. Who's getting the cash? Well, I wouldn't want to make accusations without having all of the information out in front of me, but it's been in the news that there's been issues with people who are mentally ill in prison or jail, who've been waiting for months to be placed in a proper facility where they had openings, and those openings were open the whole time, and nothing would have happened had it not gone to court. So I feel like I should switch the camera around. Boom. But we now have this president partially due to people not voting or people registering to vote, you know? But you know, it's interesting. It's always interesting when you get a president, right? Because it kind of highlights, to me at least, the president has more and less power than you really think, you know? It seems sort of like a figure-headed position, and in a lot of ways it is, but he can sure change things domestically. However, the military is run by the Pentagon. People think that the president runs the military, and the president is the leader of the executive office. But the president's only there for 4 or 8 years, generally 8 years, and then he's gone. He's there and gone. It's the Pentagon that really controls our international policy. So it doesn't really matter who you elect. Internationally, we're going to be the same. So no, maybe, you know, there's certain things like maybe those tariffs wouldn't have existed if Trump wasn't in office. But as a whole, even if you get a maniac in the office, that is going to win the vote here anyhow. But so we are off. We're by the Embarcadero Center, and that over there behind that other building. Oh, I think that's at the top of that is the Equinox. So it's a restaurant that rotates, and behind it is the Salesforce Tower. National diplomacy and national security is different. I would argue the president has a lot of sway over diplomacy. So, like, I would argue the president. I guess so, right? There's a lot of countries that get very upset with certain presidents in office. Honestly, though, like I said, it's like we're going on. If you look at the United States and their actions, it's been pretty consistent throughout time with a variety of different presidents. Ever since the Pentagon was first created, and that was actually pretty controversial because obviously that took power away from the president. We have a rotating restaurant in Atlanta, but it killed a 4-year-old. Man, here in San Francisco, the Golden Gate Bridge, somebody was walking across and next to their 4-year-old, and then their 4-year-old wasn't there anymore. Just fell straight through and died. Didn't even hear. How long will you be out walking? I'd say probably another hour. So yeah, I don't know, but it's a weird thing, like I said, as far as the diplomacy, right? Because if you have a long-standing relationship with the United States, one president for 4 or 8 years shouldn't be enough to destroy that relationship. I think your allies would still be your allies. Maybe people who don't like you would like you less. This is definitely, well, actually, I wouldn't say definitely. We're sort of on, but we are in the financial district. I'll try to see if I can find Louis, who I've actually been keeping an eye out as I've been walking around. That's crazy around here. You're just surrounded by gargantuan buildings. Oh wow. You know, I almost worked here over in the financial district. As someone in a Mexican family, this guy has been horrendous. Yeah, you know, it's crazy. I think there's recordings of Bill Clinton, though, talking about building a wall between here and Mexico too. So that's been something that's been going around for a while. If that's what you're referring to. I don't like the anti-Mexican sentiment. There used to be, on the border of Mexico and the U.S., there used to be a sign, "Welcome to the U.S." And that was it. We were more upset about people coming in from Europe. I think, was it Southern Europe they didn't like? But he didn't call people rapists, etc. Yeah. Trump, to me, I've taken care of a lot of people who've had brain injuries. You know, I was a caregiver, and he definitely behaves like somebody who's had damage to the prefrontal cortex. So I mean, he's like a classic narcissist, and he, yeah, I mean, he behaves exactly as somebody would who's been in an accident, had some kind of trauma to the front of the brain. But like I said, even with somebody like that, you would think, I mean, somebody who was hired for a TV show based on his erratic behavior, you'd think that there would be more change. But over here in San Francisco, I haven't really felt a whole lot of change before or after. Oh, hold on, I think I see Louis. Okay, bye, leatherneck guy. Okay, let me see if this is Louis right over here. No, it's not. So Louis always used to wrap up in blankets like that. But anyhow, like I said, I before, I think everybody in office, especially over at up top, is corrupt. So whether it be Trump, whether it be Clinton, whether it be anybody, Obama, I don't trust anybody at the in public office. And somehow every president, they only make like what, $400,000 a year. Every president is a multi-millionaire. How exactly does that work? Is it possible to buy a regular black t-shirt still? I'll buy one later. So Wandering Flame X. So they're over down below, if you're on desktop, there is a Teespring store that sells shirts. You can click on there and change the color. There is also, if you go further down, a Streamlabs tab, which also has shirts in all black. However, I ordered some shirts through Teespring, and they didn't compare to the shirts that I made my own self, or that I had made my own self. So I didn't make these, but I did custom order these from a screen printer. And I'm not sure if you guys can see, but they're very, very high quality printing. So they, the Teespring shirts did not match up to the quality of these shirts right here. These shirts, it's multiple layers. So there's at first what they call a flash layer, which is a layer of white ink, and then on top of it they put the color, so it actually pops out. The stuff through Teespring, it was painted directly, so you kind of see through. It's faded, and also because these are black, there's no black ink, so it's a lot cleaner and sharper. There's a lot more detail. Over here there's like thousands of little dots that I actually drew by hand like a maniac. So I still have some of those shirts. If you are here in the US, you could go over to my Square Up store. Go ahead and send me a whisper over here, and like I said, those were handmade here in San Francisco, or not San Francisco, here in California. And if you send me like $20 plus shipping to wherever it is you stay, no matter where you are, international, if you're willing to pay shipping, give me the money for the shipping and $20, and I will mail you one of the very few select shirts that I have my own self. And that's open to anybody, because like I said, the shirts that I have are the print quality is just, it doesn't, the Teespring shirts look like a like counterfeits. Like I have it it says like beautiful Lee's Channel merch. I'm gonna switch the name to counterfeit Lee's Channel merch, because I feel like that's a better description. I'm here in the US, sounds like a deal. I'll message you soon. You know what? Let me see. Let me see if I can. Oh no! Hold on. My gimbal's going wild. Okay, here we go. There we go. Oh, nope. So I tried to touch the screen here. There's a woman who's yelling at me. I don't want to hear your stupid video. So I'm trying to see if I could write a comment over here. Anyhow, I have a Square Up store. Let me go ahead and I will try to look in the browser and see if I can find the exact address so I can tell it to you. But I will say that one of the benefits of buying through Streamlabs or through Teespring is it's integrated with the stream, and it'll pop up on stream, and you could put a message on the screen while you purchase whatever it is you're going to purchase. So at Square Up, so it's squareup.com/Lee's Channel, I believe, no underscore. Let me try. It might be squareup.com/store/Lee's Channel. Let me see if I could get there. There we go. Boom, yeah. So go to squareup.com/store/Lee's channel. And there it is. Otherwise, you could contact me and we could figure things out. I also got a PayPal .me address to make things a little bit simpler. I have a feeling that Breed is corrupt. Very common in the city. Breed is so out of touch. I don't know. Listen, every time I open my mouth about politics, people get upset. So, the truth is I'm apathetic, and there's reasons why I'm apathetic. And NJ89er cheered 100. 100 bits for those socks. Thank you, NJ89er. You know what? Here I am. I always wander over to the same areas. Let me go and let's go see. Let's go see the Tenderloin. It's always an adventure over there. So I haven't talked to really anybody on stream other than Robert. So somebody was telling me that these electric scooters over here got banned over in France, or in Paris at least, because a couple people died due to collisions with them. Wow, look, they're everywhere. I found the direct link on Square Up. Okay. What do you mean? You searched Lee's channel on Square Up and it showed? So anyhow, over on my on that Square, so there's only like 50 shirts, or at least there was only 50 shirts, and those are the shirts. Those are the shirts that I've been giving away to people out on the streets. Okay, I typed what you said in the address bar and it worked. So, yeah, those shirts, they're lightweight. They're not super heavyweight, but the print quality is just completely worlds better than what you'd be getting through Teespring. So the difference is so great. I used to charge 25 bucks and then no one was buying them, but I think in about a week I'm gonna bring the price back up to 25 bucks because for shipping I only charge 5 bucks, but it cost me 10 bucks. So I'll bring it back up, and it makes sense for them to be a little bit more than the Teespring shirts if they're just completely on another level quality wise. I was thinking about actually talking to Teespring on the phone, but I think that they just trying to slam out shirts as fast as possible. They just don't care about quality. I would assume that any place that just does everything for you is like that. I actually I wanted to make even nicer shirts, but I don't know how many of you guys would be interested in that, because I lost a lot of money making those custom shirts. I spent like 500 bucks making those shirts, and most of those shirts I've given away for free. But I would like to make like some wicking, some like athletic wear that's got the logo on there. I have some shirts from my dad that are actually, because he owns a comic book shop, they're actually like some superhero shirts but they're made out of like athletic material. It's so much nicer to actually exercise them. Hey Lee, what do you think of those scooters and bikes scattered all over the city? I think that's pretty crazy. San Francisco is like notorious for bike thieves and bike thievery. I think that it's there must be some money that's funding all these companies that are coming over here, because so many people just like seem to vandalize stuff for no reason. I've seen on stream, I've seen people trying to figure out how to steal those things. So yeah, it's pretty crazy. I wonder what their losses are. They must have so many of them that are getting the wheels stolen. So many used bike part shops are probably getting filled up with wheels from these e-bikes. But I don't know, it is pretty cool. I look at it from time to time, these little scooters and everything, and I see you could pay with your Clipper card. So one day I could just be tired, I guess, and just slap my Clipper card on there and ride around in there. I think the scooter's a kind of a... I like the e-bike better than the scooter. The scooter is kind of a stupid idea because the wheels are so small. It's a very inefficient vehicle. The e-bike would make more sense, and you'd have people pedaling along as well. But I think in the end it's a good thing, and I think it will lead to more bike commuting. Although, I mean, littering the city with bunches of bikes, you know, I know it's supposed to be good for the environment or whatever. I don't know how good it really would be to manufacture all of these things and just have them laying around. Lithium ion is not, I mean, lithium is not good for the environment for sure. And these are all lithium battery bikes that are just sitting around, you know. If they're not being used, those batteries are just slowly expiring. So I don't know. It'll be interesting to see how it goes in the future. It's funny, you know, because as somebody who has a vehicle with electric assist, I still kind of, I like not having electric assist. I love not needing it. You know, when I'm riding my normal bike, there's a certain there's like a certain joy to passing people up using your own power. You know, just having a faster cadence, or not faster, but you know, having a higher cadence and moving faster. Yeah, just being able to pass people due to athletic achievement. But then you look over, see somebody cruising up a hill in an e-bike. I don't know. I understand why cyclists don't like people on electric bikes. Looks like some of them are broken and abandoned. Yeah, there's probably a lot of them, right? I don't know. I guess they must keep track of them with GPS or something. But they should have stations that charge up the bike, because I think they just go around and just collect all the bikes and replace them with charged up ones. But it's funny to have them here in San Francisco, because really the ideal place to have an e-bike would be somewhere flat, because going uphill really eats up battery in one of those things. And San Francisco has some of the steepest hills you'll ever encounter. I'd like to take one of those e-bikes over to there's a sidewalk over here in San Francisco that is 38 degrees. I'd like to see if that bike can make it up that hill. But yeah, having all those e-bikes everywhere is probably good for people who have normal bikes. You just park that thing next to an e-bike and hopefully people will try to jack the e-bike instead of your bike. But it seems like, I don't know. Anyhow, I'm continuing to zigzag over. Oh wow, there's just trash all over the streets here. Be right back. All right then. So here we go. Oh, looks like they have a little waterfall or something over here inside this bank. So I may not. I'm gonna go try to see if I find Alex again. Looks like it's just water flowing down glass. I'm gonna try to see if I find Alex again. It's a pretty cold night. I think a lot of the homeless are probably inside shelters. So on temperate nights, you'll find a lot of people out on the street. On cold nights, you'll find much fewer. Many fewer, I guess. So since chat has kind of died off, I will just keep it over, ahead of me, until I find something interesting. Yeah, I've actually noticed as I was looking at a lot of the streamers, the IRL streamers. Oh look, there's somebody over here. Look at that, that's the electric scooter. So yeah, electric scooters definitely have been stolen. Oh, Jesus Christ. I'm trying to work my way through traffic at the crosswalk. Oh, this reminds me about something. Let me show you guys. Right over here, you see all this cardboard over here dumped out? So there used to be these trucks, these pickup trucks. I guess they're called like mosquito trucks. They would come over and they'd pick up all of the cardboard. And I've actually tried to offer people who are collecting cardboard, like bottles and cans and stuff. They refused. They were only interested in cardboard. However, that cardboard was being shipped over to China to be recycled. And the interesting thing about the stuff that's recycled over in China, a lot of the stuff that is supposedly recycled is not actually recycled. So like they used to collect a lot of TVs that people didn't think was possible to recycle, and turned out they weren't. But they were collecting them anyhow. So anyhow, they now are no longer taking in the cardboard. So basically, the whole economy on cardboard recycling has collapsed, and those people who used to make a living collecting cardboard are no longer collecting cardboard. So you'll see a lot more cardboard littered around the street, as it's no longer profitable. So I'm gonna walk past to look over this shoulder. he was talking to himself as I was walking past. Do you think San Francisco is on the decline? Well, it's hard to say, because financially, San Francisco, it has more wealth than ever before. It has more billionaires than any other city in the U.S. So I just feel like there's a series of actions that were very anti-homeless, and it set up a series of events coupled with the super lax drug laws and enforcement, where now we have a terrible homeless problem and nobody wants to deal with it. And due to all of those funds, due to all of those wealth. Oh, I think I might see Alex. Well, here's the thing. It can't be on the decline while the financials are going up. But I definitely feel like people are profiteering off of the homeless situation and are not trying to improve things for those staying out here on the streets. Let's see if this is Alex or not. Flip it around. Let me switch to the wide angle. No, it's not. Let me see if he knows anybody else. Do you know somebody named Preston? Okay. How about Alex? You know somebody named Alex? Okay. So yeah, anyhow, it's hard to say that San Francisco is on the decline when you have things like Twitter and all these other huge companies that are coming over here. But it definitely looks like it's on the decline if you don't look up at the massive skyscrapers and you're looking down at the street and seeing piles of shit and hypodermic needles. Yeah, I mean, look, you guys saw me talk to the police, and the police didn't want to do anything. Didn't want to do anything. I'm talking about somebody who's missing their missing their son, and asking them to come with me one block, and oh, do you have any idea how big the Tenderloin is? I don't know. It definitely felt like when I first came to San Francisco, it felt like people cared more. But I might have been younger. I might not have been as jaded. I think over here, this is the guy that I scared by giving socks. I'll just walk by. And who in turn scared me. Sorry if this is an inappropriate question, don't need to answer, but what is your rent? Well, I live in below market housing, so what I pay is not exactly what everyone else would be paying. It's like $1,500 a month, but it's for a teeny 600 square foot single bedroom. But yeah, if I was paying like if I was paying what the average would be, I would probably be paying, boy, like $3,000 or something like that. Yes, and it was a lottery system. So, you know, actually, the studio apartment I had over in the Tenderloin, it was scary as hell getting there and back, but especially when I tried to bring women over. Oh boy, they would be spending the night if they came over. Because it was so scary over there. But that place was 800 square feet versus where I'm staying now, which is 600 square feet. It's ridiculous. Hold on. Oh. Seems like there's money problems. That guy wanted his money, and seemed like he was yelling at those people behind me. So for Glen Park, correct. But that obviously wasn't the first place that I had tried to get into. But you know, you get what you get. There were several lotteries. There were several lotteries that we didn't get before we finally got one. So we are over on Market Street. But anyhow, back to what I was saying when you were asking. I love Bernal Heights. I would love to live someplace where I could actually get a house, but that's kind of fantasy right now. Oh wow, look at that. That guy is over inside Wells Fargo at the ATM. Wow, look at that. I've never seen that before. Oh, I saw something pretty crazy actually. I saw a video where this woman was inside one of those areas like that, and a guy came up with a machete and hacked her up. She had no escape. He was in there and there's no way out. Anyhow, let's see if I see Deontay, who I gave socks to right around here. Hi Lee, how are you? I'm good, Mantronics, how are you? What's going on? Don't know what's going on. That guy was just dancing in front of me as I was walking past. No one will go in there. Great, bud, loving the stream. Thank you, Mantronics. How long have you been here before you commented? And actually, one time when I was over here on a stream, this Citibank right here, the alarm was going off. The bank alarm was going off as I was walking by, and the lights were flashing. Let me go over 2 times with just lurking. This is the 3rd. Okay. So you're saying you saw 2 previous streams? Which streams? I think I'm gonna go over, since this has been a largely uneventful stream, I'm gonna go over into the Tenderloin and scare the bejesus out of myself. And then I guess I'll wrap up the stream. Did you hear about the approval of the 2.2 mile Market Street private car ban? No, I didn't hear about that, but I like it, you know. Market Street has bike lanes going up and down it, and the streets are pretty rough. I mean, first of all, there's tracks through a lot of it, so you can't go on that as a cyclist. And the roads have like potholes and really rough areas, manholes everywhere. And I actually was hit by a car over here, so getting rid of the cars would be nice. But yeah, look at that. Imagine, this is a bike lane. There's a manhole that's with a little bit of a crater there. Another one right over here. You got crazy taxi drivers going in and out. I mean, this is a pretty rough road. Look. Boom. But like I said, look at that. Look at, not only are there train tracks there, but it's also super rough. So hopefully they improve the quality of the streets. Please be careful. Oh, don't worry. I was over hanging off the corner over there. I wasn't walking straight out in the street. Unless you're talking about over in the Tenderloin. And like I said, I'm just gonna take a little brief excursion to the perimeter of the Tenderloin. And then after that will be the end of the street. So yeah, anyhow, but that private car ban, does that also apply to things like, well, I know it doesn't apply to taxis, but what about like Lyft and Uber? Does that apply to that too? Because I mean, those are private cars and taxis, so it's kind of a weird setup. Oh wow, I think across the street is the woman who harassed me for $1. Let me see. Okay. Maybe it's that woman, I'm not sure. You are walking and giving out socks, my friend. I've done what you are doing in New York City, London, and Paris as part of a collective giving back project. Learned a lot about life on the streets of various cities. You know, New York is really interesting, or at least was. They used to have people, I'm not sure if it's still the case, who lived underground, who lived in little railroad, like, whoa, boom. My daughter wanted to give you this. Thank you, Alamo Sunday. Thank you for the 100 bits. Extending your first place lead. We will see if anyone will ever surpass you. Let me see. Did you pass Nordpath? Driving in downtown is a pain in the neck and no parking. Bikes are much better. Yeah. So I actually like that. I like shutting down. I wouldn't be opposed to the entirety of downtown being bicycle only. I mean, already for somebody who's driving, you don't want to drive in downtown San Francisco. It's a nightmare. People are gonna smash in. People are gonna smash in your windows, try to steal whatever they can from your car. The parking is going to be incredibly expensive, and that is if you can find parking. So, yeah, no objection from me, and especially look, I don't drive. So 2.2 miles. I don't think that's that big of an. Is Carlos here? Cat RN, Endless Walkers SF is Carlos. What's going on? Look at that guy. That guy was dancing in the middle of the street. So So let me go again on another run trying to find old Alex. All right. So, I'm heading by Marshall's, and I think this is where I'd seen Alex before. Let me switch over ahead. So there's the Macy's up ahead. But yeah, like I said before, when it's cold out, you're not going to really see too many people here. Yeah, you never know. You know, oh, by the way, hold on. So Holly Ryan, who was looking for her son, Preston, she was able to find him. There was, the police went out and searched for him and found him, or somebody found him over on Fillmore Street, I think. And then later she tweeted me and sent me a picture of him inside their car eating some pizza. So she saw him, tried to pick him up and take him back, but he got out of the car and refused to leave. He wanted to stay here in San Francisco, living on the streets, doing what he's doing. So, you know, that made me feel, you know, I feel incredibly sad at the situation. You know, I imagine what it would be like to be a parent and see this child. You know, Holly obviously loves her son. You know, she was saying that he was beautiful, and you know, reaching out to me, just a random person walking around San Francisco, to try to find him. Yeah, if I were in that situation and I had my son, my daughter, my child, who cares, whatever, my child out there on the streets, you know, doing meth, suffering from schizophrenia, severely mentally ill, and I was able to get that child into the car, I think I would lock the doors and just keep driving. And now that may be illegal, right? False imprisonment or whatever, but I would get him as far away from the city as possible. You know, I said to her, like, cherish every moment that you see him, even though it'll be hard. The sad thing with somebody in that kind of situation, every time you see them, they're going to be in a worse situation, and you're just going to be seeing them, getting little brief glimpses of them decaying out here on the streets. And every time you talk to them, they're a little less, there's a little less there, you know? They're getting more and more messed up as they're staying out here on the street. Meth alone will eat you up, but meth, staying out on the streets, and hold on, I need to sit down for a moment. But yeah, staying out on the streets, doing meth, doing the things you need to do to maintain your meth habit, yeah, it's just going to be getting worse and worse. And one day, I mean, you can't rely on it. One day, she's not going to find him. She's going to go out looking for him. Boy, I can't find him. And it'll remind her of the last few times that she went out and had trouble finding him, and may never find him. You know, my mom, I lost contact with her when I was 17, and I spent, you know, a lifetime, as of right now, a lifetime looking for her, and thinking that I was going to find her, only to find out that she died shortly after I talked to her last. And I mean, that's what's most likely going to happen to Preston if he doesn't get off the streets. So I would do everything in my power as a parent to try to get Preston off of the streets. I would lock him in that van and just drive away from here and try to get him into some place, a mental health care facility or something, where he would be treated, even if it's against his will. But I mean, I can't imagine. It's having a son dying out on the streets is a death worse than cancer. And I guess the worst part is not knowing how they're doing, if they're dying, you know? If they're dead, if you've been looking and they're dead and just no one contacted you. But anyhow, so it's hard seeing such kind-hearted people suffering on the cold streets. Yes, Carlos, breaks my heart. Sorry to hear of your loss, my friend. Oh, it's okay, Mantronics. But I guess it's yeah. I never really had much of a mother, so it really, I guess it kind of sucks because there was a moment where I felt like I was like all alone in the world with no one who loved me, because but I never really had much of a mother to begin with. So, you know, she had schizophrenia. I mean, honestly, the situation with Preston reminds me of the situation with my mom. I lost contact with my mom for a few years, and got back in contact with her, and then lost contact, and thought I was going to get contact with her again and never did. So, yeah, I don't know, I see a lot of parallels, like I was saying. And my mom ended up dying of essentially an overdose. On her death certificate it said death by overprescription. So, like I said, there might not, there seems to be a lot of parallels with her and Preston. So, anyhow, I went to my brother's 6-month pinning of his sobriety at AA. So, Kat, how's your brother doing? Is everything going well? He hasn't had any setbacks or anything? It's good to hear, because you were very concerned about your brother. I guess he's going to be spending his whole life over in AA, right? He's going to be a sponsor. I don't think is there do you transition out of AA, or once you're in, you're in? And if you're not in recovery. That's what I always hear. Let me head on over, meanwhile, to the Tenderloin. Oh wow. I think that guy behind me with the girlfriend with the stroller is somebody who I talked to a long time ago over there. Kat, your brother and I quit around the same time. It's always nice to hear news of progress that gives others hope. What type of person would you expect to check themselves into AA? Wait, hold on. Let me read the comment before. He's great. He entered a 12-step program and has an awesome sponsor. So, what type of person would you expect to check themselves into AA? Not somebody out on the streets. You know, being homeless and an addict is essentially a death sentence. Because, yeah, those people, they never, which means, it's not on you, buddy. Somebody was waving in the camera.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, that. I don't know of any, but well, I know of very few people who were homeless and an addict while homeless that managed to sober up while still being homeless, or even and got off the streets. People may have been, yeah. So, and especially, I don't know of anybody who was able to do it all on their own. I think you need somebody to be with you, to be able to go through it, you know? In my own personal experience, I only know one person close to me who was ever deep into addiction that was able to get out of that. And that was, that person was helped along. So checking yourself into, I would imagine like celebrities, people with money. Well, they would check themselves into rehab, check themselves into AA. It always seems like there's other people around you, people who care about you, do an intervention or something else like that. People who like go ahead and tell you that you have a problem and walk you in there. I don't know. I would like to know what type of person would check themselves into AA. And not only check themselves in there, but then be able to sober up. But in the end, you know, despite the fact that it requires outside people, or it usually seems to require outside people to help you along, it's an internal decision. That person has to make the decision to be sober, because no amount of external pressure is going to make somebody sober up when they have no desire to sober up. You know? People have to feel like there's something worth living for, you know? I mean, you gotta think, what is the type of person who would become addicted in the first place to such an extent, where they had, you know, that type of person is somebody who feels, who first of all didn't have the ideal life and feels quite low about themselves, is trying to escape. That's the type of person who's trying to escape reality via addiction. That kind of person would not want to get clean, because then they would be left with the problems that they had that they first were trying to escape with or from. So I think you need to deal with not only the addiction, but what caused the addiction in the first place. Is them maybe feeling worthless, feeling like they have no one who cares about them, no purpose for living. Maybe if you deal with both of those, you'll deal with the problem. So we are outside of Glide. So we are well into the Tenderloin. That is Glide Church. They give out free meals. You see there's a bunch of people laying out in front. So it's like a soup kitchen, and yeah. My brother's sponsor is amazing. It helps so much when you have support.
What? You would tell me something like that, you know?
I think, yeah, it's crazy in AA who sponsors who. But I think maybe it's time to say goodbye to the Tenderloin, because it gets pretty scary here. So there are people behind me who are banging meth pipes, and yeah, like I said, guaranteed to scare the bejesus out of myself if I go over into the Tenderloin with my gimbal out. Get out of there, Lee. Well, I sure am. Oh, the lights are not working here. You see that flashing red? So, go to Turk and Ellis. No, I'm good on that one. Well, I'm walking like through the Tenderloin. But then again, according to the police, do you know how big the Tenderloin is? Huge. I wouldn't even consider San Francisco huge, except being 7 by 7 miles. But to call something that's 6 miles long, I mean not 6 blocks long, to call that huge is ridiculous. But anyhow, this would be a place where you could see a lot of cool stuff if I was wearing a body cam. But being exposed like this, it's not. You're not going to be seen. You're not going to be seen too much. I will be, but you guys won't be. Let me go over this one. Yeah, if you guys want a scary experience, go ahead and walk through the Tenderloin with your camera out. See how far you can make it. Gotta watch what you step on around here. I wonder what happened. What are you seeing? If I were a magic 8-ball, I would say, better not tell you now. Answer hazy. Ask again later. So anyhow, now I feel like I'm far enough on the border of it. So I was seeing people, you know, like I said, with those meth pipes, smacking it, looking at me like bang, 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 banging on walls, alerting people that I was out around with the camera, that kind of stuff. It's kind of scary enough, but when you see people alerting other people, that's bad. If you had watched the stream a long time ago, you would have seen Carlos and I. Carlos, by the way, is Endless Walker SF. I mean, I'll always get stuck whether it's Walkers or Walker. But we were walking through the Tenderloin, and you know, somebody said, "Hey, they recorded, hey!" And then people came from all over, surrounded us, and they were gathering up, and then they eventually chased us out of the Tenderloin. So yeah, it is a scary place if you're recording. So this right here, I wanted to show you guys. Right here was where somebody named Corey Curtis used to stay. He was an alcoholic who claimed to be a SAG member, and he loved movies, and stayed over here. He had a flea problem, but I first encountered him when he was over there, and he was like screaming. So I went into the Tenderloin to try to save him, and it was just him just screaming on his own. And I ended up buying him some food, like a veggie burrito, because he's vegetarians, I guess. Yeah, then later I saw him a few times over around this area. You know, he was into art. I gave him art supplies before, and he ended up losing his leg and was in a wheelchair, most likely due to his alcoholism. So, but who knows where he is now, because now that looks like it's a bar or something. What does it say over there? Found and Steady. So now that place is in operation, whatever it may be, and there's not people there anymore. Didn't you retrieve a cigarette there? Yes, somebody else dropped cigarettes over the fence, and I talked him through how to jump over. This is another place that used to be filled with people over here. But it looks like now available. So this place used to be filled with people over here. So there's some yelling and screaming going on behind me. So I'm going to get it out. I don't like to be around conflict, especially conflict in an area known for its drug problem. I wouldn't want to be around while bullets are flying. So, let me see. Norge, you are still first place. I was just checking. I wasn't sure if Alamo had caught up to you. All of that happened the first video I watched of yours. Wow. Man, I have so much stuff that I should make highlights of. You know, one thing I don't like about Twitch is that when the live stream is over, you have like 2 weeks to watch it, and then after that it's gone forever. Of course, I've been downloading all those videos, so far I haven't lost any streams. But via a Reddit link. Okay, so that Reddit, it was probably, what was his name? Imagination Studios. I think he, I think Imagination Studios left made a highlight, and that highlight went viral on Twitch of me stopping somebody who was trying to steal a bike, and then that one was posted on Reddit, and from there some news organizations saw it, and then I was interviewed and put on ABC 7 News and Telemundo, and yeah. So maybe is that the thing that drew your attention?
My ass was drunk. I was in here running.
Wow. That guy yelling was wearing a baby carrier with a plastic baby in it. Oh boy, people. So it wasn't that, but I like watching your old videos of specific encounters. Yeah. So on YouTube, I used to back when I was a caregiver, I'd be traveling through San Francisco all the time, to and from work, and I would see crazy stuff, and I'd record the crazy things that I saw and put them up on YouTube. And that's all the videos that you see, or just the crazy things I would see. Nowadays I see crazy stuff and I don't even record it. I just kind of ignore it, just like everybody else. But like, for example, today on the way over here, somebody came out and like gave a big old speech about how they need $25 to ride a bus over to Sacramento, and they only need $10 more. And so I had heard that guy do that same speech so many times before. Obviously those funds are being used for other stuff, but I just see stuff. I see people shooting heroin or like freebasing cocaine over on the BART and don't even record it. Just, you know, I'm seeing a lot of freaks out here. I just saw somebody walking around with a mannequin head. I guess it's people are starting to party. But yeah, so I got in trouble for putting those videos up on YouTube. So YouTube. I mean, of course, nowadays I can't even put up a live stream where I give out socks, or even a highlight video where I give out socks without having some kind of issue. outside of the Twitter building.